As you can see from the PowerPoint, there are a number of technique points that the athlete performs well and poorly in the preparation stage of shooting a basketball. My performer is on the right, and both the perfect model for preparation is shown on the left, with how to position and hold the ball. As shown with the red coaching points, my performer has a poor standing position, as firstly his feet are facing towards the basket as opposed to 10/11 o'clock. This would allow him to align his elbow and arm with the rim, as Steph Curry does, improving the balance and accuracy of the shot. Also, he does not have one foot in front of the other, as it would be in the perfect model. However, the performer has prepared rightly in some ways, as he has his eyes focused on the basket, which allows him to focus on where he needs to shoot the ball, and hand-eye coordination is important. He is also bending his knees as shown in the perfect model, which will assist him in generating power when it comes to the execution stage. This suggests the performer will find some success, as his footwork are similar in some aspects to the perfect model, however some parts need to be changed. As well as footwork, the preparation also involves the position of the hand and arm. Firstly, it can be seen that the shooting hand is placed on the side of the ball as opposed to behind and under, which could become a problem during the execution stage, as it could make it harder to lift the ball up and could lead to it being thrown forwards, not upwards. The elbow is also not tucked into the body as it should be, and is instead out wide and above the ball, which is almost the opposite of what the national governing body would suggest, as similarly to the hand placement, it will cause the ball to be pushed forwards, not upwards. The wrist is, however, bent back as it should be, allowing the backspin to be placed on the ball in execution, which is vital as it gives a higher chance of going in. Overall, the preparation is decent, as some things are performed well and are in line with the perfect model, whereas some need to be changed to become more similar to the perfect model and give themselves a better chance. Similarly to the preparation, there are some parts of the execution that the performer does well, however a lot of changes will need to be made to make it similar to the perfect model. Firstly, due to the preparation, the arm was still not at a right angle when bringing the ball upwards towards the head, as the elbow was still out wide instead of tucked in. Due to this, the ball was pushed forwards instead of upwards, which massively decreases the chance of the shot going in. This can be seen in the comparison between the two pictures, as it is clear to see the perfect model the ball is angled to go upwards, whereas in the performer's picture it is unlike this. Furthermore, the placement of the ball before the elbow begins to straighten is unlike the perfect model, as the performer has it in front of his eyes instead of slightly above, which would restrict the view of the basket and make it more difficult to score. That being said, the performer does bring up and release the ball in one fluid motion, which helps add power, and during this, straightens his knees out, as it is done in the perfect model, which also adds power. It can be seen that the performer during the last part of the execution does not snap the wrist forward when releasing the ball, meaning it did not have the backspin it should have. This is also partly due to the performer not rolling the ball off his fingers, and instead releasing the ball off his palm, which is unlike the perfect model. The performer also uses the balance hand to help push and direct the basketball into the basket, as can be seen with the two pictures on the right. Instead, when the ball is being released, the balance hand should ease off the ball, not having any effect on the power or direction of the ball, as it can often reduce the accuracy. Overall, a lot of things need to be changed in the execution to make it more similar to the perfect model. The final stage is the recovery, which the performer does well to some extent, as his eyes remain fixed on the basket, which allows him to react quick if the shot misses and interpret where the ball may land. His feet and shoulders are width apart. His feet are shoulder width apart when landing, as the coaching points say they should be in the perfect model. This helps keep the performer balanced, which is always important in basketball, as you can receive the ball at any time. If this was incorrect, you could perhaps use cones so the performer can focus landing in the right place. However, due to him not flicking the wrist in the execution stage, the fingers are not pointed to the ground like they should be in this stage, which would indicate that the shot was done correctly. In addition, in some shots the performer would jump far forwards instead of just slightly forwards, as the perfect model would suggest, which was likely to attempt to add more power, leaving him in the wrong position after the execution. This would also affect the accuracy of the shot. Overall, I think using the technical model is a good form of analysis for a number of reasons. It's simple and easy to explain to the athlete, as much less data is used and it's mainly qualitative, which is likely to make it easier to understand and therefore reproduce. In addition, it is almost guaranteed results as the skill will be trained against a perfect model, so when the performer can accurately mirror the shot shown, they will get results and improve. However, the one limitation is that the perfect skill can be subjective, as said before. It can be attained from many places and many people have different views, whereas a quantitative analysis technique would not be as subjective and would train the athlete to have the definitive perfect model. Furthermore, athletes may have their own technique that performs well and gives them good results, in which case using a technical model may be a bad form of analysis. This could be seen with the cricketer Malinga, for example, as his bowling technique is completely unusual, as instead of almost brushing the air as the arm comes over for the bowl, his arm swings outward to the side, completely away from the air, and very differently to the perfect model, yet he has become a professional and a key player, and it gives him results.